welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really common but maybe not talked about enough. Erectile dysfunction, specifically after 60.
Yeah, it's surprisingly prevalent. Our sources suggest over half of men in that age group experience it to some degree.
Exactly. And it's important to say it's often a normal part of aging,
Yeah.
but it definitely doesn't signal the end of intimacy.
Not at all. And that's what we want to explore today, right? Look at the factors involved and potential solutions based on what our sources tell us.
So let's start with the basics. What actually is ED, just to be clear?
Simply put, it's difficulty getting or, maintaining an erection that's firm enough for sexual intimacy.
Okay. And physiologically, what's happening in the body, say, after 60 that contributes? What did the sources highlight?
Well, a big one is blood flow. There's often a natural decrease in nitric oxide production as men age.
Nitric oxide. Right. That helps relax things.
Exactly. It relaxes the smooth muscles in the penis, allowing blood to rush in. Less nitric oxide means, well, less efficient relaxation.
Got it. And what else?
Testosterone levels also tend to decline naturally with age, and testosterone plays a pretty significant role in sexual drive and function.
So those are the main sort of internal body changes.
Yeah.
But our sources mentioned other things layering on top of that.
Oh, absolutely. Underlying health conditions are huge factors. Think diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease.
Because they affect blood vessels.
Precisely. They impair blood vessel function throughout the body, including, where it counts for an erection.
And medications came up, too. We heard from a listener, didn't we?
Yeah, a 67-year-old who mentioned his ED seemed to start around when he began blood pressure medication. It's a known potential side effect for some meds.
Okay. And then there's stress, lifestyle, smoking.
Definitely. Chronic stress isn't good for much, including this. And smoking is just terrible for vascular health, full stop. Major contributor.
Wow, okay. Sounds like quite a mix of things. But the good news is there are things people can do, starting with lifestyle.
That's right. And sometimes small changes make a real difference. Our sources really emphasized regular exercise. Doesn't have to be intense.
Like just walking.
Yeah, even a 30-minute walk most days, or maybe some yoga. It boosts circulation, energy levels. It all helps.
Makes sense. And kicking bad habits.
Crucial. Quitting smoking is probably the biggest single lifestyle change you can make for vascular health. And, moderating alcohol intake helps too.
Right. And what about food? Did the sources get specific about diet?
They did. Diet plays a surprisingly direct role. Zinc came up, foods like oysters, pumpkin seeds, important for testosterone production.
Okay, zinc. What else?
Antioxidants, found in things like berries. They help protect blood vessels from damage.
Okay, interesting.
And generally, a Mediterranean-style diet, lots of olive oil, fish, vegetables, is flagged as really good for overall circulation.
So quite a few things on the lifestyle front. What if those aren't quite enough? What medical options were discussed?
Yeah, sometimes you need more direct intervention. Medications like sildenafil, that's Viagra, or tadalafil, Cialis, are common.
How they work, basically.
They work by blocking an enzyme, PDE5, which helps the blood vessels in the penis relax and stay relaxed, improving blood flow when there's stimulation.
Okay. And other options mentioned.
Vacuum erection devices, basically pumps, were mentioned. And in some cases, if low testosterone is confirmed as a major issue, hormone therapy might be considered.
But that sounds like something you definitely need to talk to a doctor about.
Absolutely. Hormone therapy isn't without risks. It requires proper testing and careful medical supervision. Definitely not a DIY situation.
Good point. Now, something else our sources really seemed to stress was the emotional side, the connection.
Yes. This is so important. Intimacy is, much bigger than just intercourse. Touch, shared moments, just feeling close. That connection is vital.
Especially as bodies change over time.
Exactly. And communication is key here. Being able to talk openly with your partner about what's happening, what feels good, any anxieties, it makes a huge difference.
We heard from another listener, right? A 64-year-old.
We did. He said that actually talking about his ED with his partner, while difficult at first, ultimately brought them closer together, which is, really positive.
That really reframes it, doesn't it? Less about performance, more about exploring connection in different ways.
Precisely. Maybe longer foreplay, focusing on different kinds of touch, planning romantic evenings, finding new ways to enjoy each other.
It's about broadening the definition of intimacy.
Exactly that. Finding fulfillment across the relationship.
So wrapping this up, it seems clear that managing ED after 60 is, well, very possible. It takes understanding the factors and being proactive with solutions.
Yeah, drawing on the kinds of insights we found in our sources today, it's definitely not something men just have to accept without options.
A really helpful deep dive.
And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Given how complex and multifaceted intimacy really is. How might consciously shifting our focus more towards connection in all its forms actually boost our well being as we age, no matter what physical changes come our way?